Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 53 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So today I want to do a deep dive, as I promised, of the numbers of the new construction burr that I'm doing, which is my 53rd unit here in Huntsville, Alabama. So, I'm buying in kind of northern Alabama area. So here I kind of have a basically break down the numbers on my property here. So let me try to zoom in here real quick. So basically, the original price that I bought. So this was originally listed on Lennar for $317,000, right? And between the quarter end discount, which I think came out to be about $22,000 ish, and the cash offer discount of $38,000, I was able to buy this for $256,000, which is a pretty significant discount here. So if you look at it, I got about a 19% discount on this deal between the quarter end discount as well as the cash discount. So, roughly the cash discount was around, I think, about 12%. And then the discount for the quarter end was roughly around, I think, 7%. So as you can kind of see, that's how I get the numbers and the breakdown there. And what's also kind of nice too is that on this deal, like I said, like new builders are desperate. They want to get rid of their inventory. They want to hit quarterly quotas. They want to just unload properties because they're building so many. Like Lennar has like at least 16 different communities just in northern Alabama, because there's a lot of building going on. Yes, it's a little scary, right? With a lot of building going on. But I plan on holding these long term. So I'm hoping that in like 10, 15 years, the building will be done. And then that's when the home prices will start to skyrocket, right? That's the game that I'm trying to play. So basically, I'm trying to do construction burr. So I got this at a 19% discount. So if I'm doing a 20% cash out refinance, which is, some lenders allow that, but typical is 25%, I'm hoping to pull out most of my money or leave a little bit of money in the deal, right? So now let's look into the numbers. So the rents here, I'm projecting around 2,100, according to my property manager, because it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single family ranch style home. So it's one level, LVP flooring. Everything's pretty new. It's a brand new house, and it's about 2,100 square feet, a good school district. So she said that she rented out a similar house in that same community for about 2,100 to 2,200. So I took the conservative number of 2,100 for this sake of this numbers. And I'm going to assume my principal and interest, my mortgage rate's going to be about 7%. I was quoted from different debt service coverage ratio lenders. Some quoted me 7.3, some quoted me 7.8, and Convoy quoted me the lowest of about 6.5 to high sixes. So we'll see what I go with. But at this loan amount, the percentage doesn't matter as much. Obviously it'd be better if I had lower interest rates, but like what's nice about a lower price point is that interest rates don't affect it that much. So I just assume 7%. So as you can see, it's about almost 1,600 or 1,577. So property tax, this is public information. So I just Googled what's the property tax in Athens, Alabama, and it's 0.4%. So you just take your purchase price, times that by 0.4%, and it comes out to be about $90 a month. For the insurance, I went through Steadily. Going to become a partner of Steadily because I converted 4 of my policies, my landlord policies, over to Steadily, and that saved me about $2,000 on my properties. Which is pretty significant in terms of the savings, right? Like that's another $2,000 per year. That's cash flow. That ends up being about $150 in cash flow that I'm getting. And like they give you discounts. So like eventually I'm waiting for my partnership code, but I'll drop you a code to Steadily, so that you could get a quote and see if it saves you money, right? And they're pretty user friendly and they give you quotes fast. So been really happy with Steadily. So like I basically brought this. I converted my other Huntsville, Alabama property to Steadily, saved me $500, and then I just went straight to Steadily again for my second property, Huntsville, because I knew they're the best rates, and they knew exactly what I wanted. So they just kind of copied and pasted what I had on my other Huntsville, Alabama property. So it's pretty easy, but it came out to be about $70 a month. HOA is about $33 a month, and property management is about 10%. And as you can see, my total cost here is almost about $2,000. So on this deal, assuming low end rents and interest rates being at 7%, So obviously, if the interest rate's less, I can save more money, have more cash flow, or my rents are higher, I get more cash flow. But I'm gonna assume my worst case scenarios. So I'm cash flowing about 120 bucks a month, which I just really call that a reserve. So I'm not living off that cash flow. So basically, I'm trying to buy a deal at a discount, make instant equity. So as you can see, I'm making about $61,000 instant equity doing nothing. And here I broke down my numbers. So this is my assumption. So I'm doing a 75% cash out refinance. So like most lenders are 75% cash out refinance, and they require a 3 to 6 month seasoning period of you owning the property in order for them to honor the appraised value, right? So if I just do delayed financing, they're not going to honor the appraised value. They're just going to look at what I purchased the property at, right? So I want them to look at the ARV because I bought at such a 19% discount. So I want them to look at the price to be around 317, which is the original price. And typically new construction will appraise for more than the original price. So this might appraise at like 320 or 325. But I just did at 315. So for the 75% cash out refinance, my new loans gonna be about $238,000, and I put 256 cash, so I'm leaving about $18,000 in the deal, which ends up being about a 7% down payment, right? So I'm leaving about $18,000 in the deal. I get a brand new construction that let's just cash flows 100 bucks a month, call it break even because that's the reserves, and I make about 60,000, $61,000 instant equity day one. So roughly, that's almost like if I put $18,000 in there, it's almost like a over 300% return on your money doing nothing, right? And but where this gets powerful is if this rent gets higher, um, here, so let's just say I get 2,200, then basically I could be more aggressive in my ARV because I present to the lender what I think the ARV is. So I'll probably tell them, hey, maybe I'm at 330, right, or 320 or 325, and they would do a 75% cash out refinance based on the higher number. So I still leave money in the deal, but it may not be 18,000. Maybe I'll leave like 15,000 or 12,000 in the deal, right? So it gives me more money to recycle to go buy the next deal, right? So I'm trying to get these deals with as little money as possible that they at least break even, and self-sustain themselves, right? And then if interest rates lower in the future, then I'm going to refinance it and then lower this interest rate here. Like my other property, I locked in a 3.5% interest rate, and I locked in a 3.5% interest rate, and my P&I is only like, I think it's only like 900 bucks a month or something. So like I have a less of a loan too, but like it's like a couple hundred less. So that's where it starts to become powerful. Like if interest rates drop to like, let's just call it 4 to 5%, which I think is the healthy rate. It's pretty lucrative, but like the cash out refinance prior to prepay, 5-year prepay. But like I said, I plan on holding this long term. But as you can see, these are my numbers, right? So, like I said, I have a lender that's allowing 80% cash out refinance. But you have to look at the debt service coverage ratio on the deal. So in order to so I didn't calculate here, sorry, but what you would add is you would add up um, the principal and interest, property tax, insurance, HOA. Property manager is not included. So my total cost would be about, let's just call it 1,800. So I would take 2,100, which is my rents, divide by 1,800, which is my total cost, and that's how they calculate my debt service coverage ratio, which is good for most lenders. They usually want you to be at a 1.1 or 1.25. Some lenders don't care, right? They're okay of like a DSCR of 1. So basically from there, I'm leaning towards going with Convoy because they quoted me the lowest rates of like 6.5 to about upper sixes. I probably going to be upper sixes because I'm doing a cash out refinance with no seasoning because I want to pull up my money and buy another deal because I see another deal just like this deal that's on the market right now, right? And I hope it's still there. By the time I pull up my money, it's going to take about 30 to 35 days to 45 days to pull up my money. And if the deal's still there, then I'll buy that next deal. So the limiting step is honestly getting it rented out so that I can present it to my lender and do 30 to 45 days of cash out refinance, and I go buy the next deal, right? And if the deal goes away, it's okay. Lennar's always building, so I'm gonna buy another deal and wait for the right opportunity to rinse and repeat this process. So I'm hoping to do this like every 3 months at the latest, 3 to 4 months, so I can pick up 3 to 4 of these a year. My wife gave me the thumbs up to say, hey, as long as you recycle that capital and we don't have to put more money in, you're good. Obviously, if I have to leave $18,000 per deal every time. After a while, my money starts to dwindle. So the better I can do the cash out refinance, which is hinge out on the rents, the less money I leave in the deal. And, I can recycle my capital. So in order for me to get all my money out at a 75% cash out refinance, this has to appraise at I think 340, which may be possible. Maybe I'll shoot for it. I'll just tell them, hey, I think it's worth 340. And let them see what it thinks, right? Because it's not that out of reach, I would say. And if the numbers make it, a lot of times the appraisers just want to hit the number, right? They want to hit the number that they think it's valued at, so that everyone makes more money, right? Because if I get a bigger loan amount, the bank makes more money, and then I get my money back. So I'm probably gonna, if my rents are like 2,200, I'm probably gonna shoot for pulling out all my money. So I leave zero money in the deal to make this a complete burr that's fast and easy. So, just wanted to give you a visual of what the numbers look like in the breakdown. So once again, high level, worst case, I'm leaving $18,000 in the deal. I'm making $61,000 into equity day one, and I'm able to cash flow about $100 a month. I hope to hold this long term. And like I said, if interest rates lower, I'll refinance it to make more cash flow. If rents hopefully go up over time, hasn't been the case that I've seen in Huntsville since I owned it for the past 4 years. But if it just hovers where it's at, I'm happy, and I just can buy these deals of no to no money in the deals. So, anyways, hopefully you found this video valuable. I just wanted to share the numbers with you so you can see the visual right next to me. Let me know what questions you have. If you want to join my mentorship program, you want to join my school community, which is $1 a day, click my link tree down below. From there, you could see a link to my school. You can see a link to my coaching, my courses. You can send me an email as well. If you want a discount code or you have questions, you want to reach out to me. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.